So today I'm going to be taking you guys through my process of teaching a horse how to canter under saddle for the first time. This is this little filly's 9th ride, and I've cantered on her before in her first few rides just to see what she's gonna do when we go into that canter, but today is gonna be her first day learning how to pick up leads. Ride number 9, let's get started. Today my plan is to start teaching her how to canter under saddle. So she's a pretty active horse and I've got her warmed up on the ground already, so I'm gonna move her around a little bit. And again, that's my plan. We'll see where it gets. It's just her 9th ride, so we'll kind of take it as we get it. But I'm gonna start off just getting her feet moving out forward. There's not a whole lot of turn on this horse yet. I really like to focus really like to put a lot of emphasis on purity of gait, okay, and really relaxing into the forward. Okay, so that's where, and right now you can really see I'm having to really drive her up. Okay, and that's something I've struggled with this horse from the start, is there's not a whole lot of forward to her, and she really likes hitting those brakes. So can we get her moving out? I like the stretch that she was offering there. So we're gonna see if we can keep getting her to offer that stretch while she drives forward. So let's get her moving. All right, I'm gonna give her a little push here. Now, I do wanna say that this is not the first time I've cantered on this horse. So I have cantered her on her first few rides, just more or less to see what she's gonna do, just to kind of get it done with, to allow them to feel the cinches, feel the riders, buck it out if they need to. But I haven't started to teach her how to canter or pick up leads. Now, if you guys follow along, you know that I do a lot of groundwork, all right? And it's that groundwork is really invaluable if you start when they're long yearlings, 2-year-olds, because you can teach all this stretching stuff on the ground before you ever get on their back, and then they kind of already have an idea of what you want, so it can really set you up for some early success there. So what I'm looking for before I ask her to canter is some nice forward motion. I want some lateral flexing towards the inside, because what that's going to allow me to do is to swing her shoulders just a little bit so I have a better chance of picking up that lead. Good girl. Okay, I like that stretch, but I don't like that lack of forward. I'll give her a little push there. Okay, there we go. This would be a lot easier for this horse, doing it on a straight line, but we're gonna we got the pen in the middle here for starting some colts. So I'm gonna try to get it done over here for you guys. So what I'm gonna do here is start to ride her inside hind and see if I can shift my weight back and encourage her to flex and see if she'll pick up that lead. If we go into the panels, I'm just gonna sit, because she kind of lost sight of where she was going. She lost my direction. I'll allow her to bump into that as long as it's her nose and not my leg. Okay, that's gonna I can use that to my advantage to teach a horse how to, hey, maybe if you pay attention to my feel, you won't go bumping into things. Okay, there's that panel again. We'll see if we can get her around that panel. I like how she's starting to pick that up. But some things I'm doing, I'm just working my inside leg a bit here to get her nose to come to the inside. And it's also going to cause her shoulders to go to the outside, get that little bit of a shoulder swing. And then I shift my weight back. I'm going to put a little push on there. A little push. Yep. If that go button's not there, I'm going to make sure we get it there, because we got to have some go. Atta girl. Ooh. Good girl. Okay, I was happy with that. It was about 3/4 of a stride, but still her first day learning to pick up that specific lead that I want. So I'm gonna let her have a think about that. Pet her for a minute. Good girl. Then we'll turn around and do it on the other side. I put really a lot of weight on teaching these flexions on the ground, teaching relaxation and purity of gait. I put so much emphasis on that because, especially like I said, in that yearling year, that 2-year-old year, so that they have an idea of what you want by the time you get up on top of them. And it's not magic. You can do your groundwork in a way that's practical. It makes sense, or you can just do a bunch of weird stuff that doesn't really relate to your ride. And what I do professionally is prepare horses for people to ride. So we get a lot of problem horses or colts, fillies that need to be started under saddle, or horses that are bucking people off. And everything that I do, whether it's with the halter on, with the halter off, saddle on, saddle off on the ground, it all relates directly to what I'm going to do when I sit up on top of them. All right, because really that's a big part of what people want. All right, so let's try to this right side here. Okay. Again, there's not much turn on this horse. We're just trying to get her to do what she's familiar with, what we taught her on the ground. She's getting a little lost here. She's thinking, turn. I'm going to sit back a bit and give her a push. There she goes. Atta girl. I don't want to get too excited there because she's trying and she's not doing anything wrong. Right? She's just trying to figure out that feel. She's trying to figure out what I want. And I've literally spent about 0 time really getting her to steer from her back. It's all been about finding that purity of gait, finding relaxation. I'm doing a little guiding. Okay, my really good friend Ryan Rose calls it ride and guide when you're riding these young colts. But lots of guiding, but not a lot of steering yet because she doesn't really need that. I'd rather see her find comfort going forward, and I want to see these colts stop if I ask them to stop. I'm just feeling her out on this right side. You see me constantly just working this inside rein. I'm working my inside leg a little bit to see if I can influence the nose to come in, the shoulders to swing out. So when I'm ready to canter, we can bring the hindquarters through without her stepping on herself. That makes a big difference if you're able to do that. I'll tell you what, if I was able to figure this stuff out years ago, I'd be a lot farther ahead than I am right now. So I hope you guys take this information and use it for yourselves. That's why I'm sharing it with you. What a good girl. Okay, you can see she's got some stretch to her, some flex, but not forward. She's really sucking back and wanting to stop there. And I don't want to ask for the canter at the wrong time because I really want to set this up. I want to set her up for success. If I take a lot of care on the start, really get things setting up, there won't be as much, or there'll be minimal undoing that I'll have to do. If I get impulsive or too quick, or I could confuse her even more than she already was there, or teach her things that she doesn't need to learn. I got a little push here. I'm not asking her to canter, I'm asking her to find forward. I haven't set my body up to canter yet. I'm constantly working hers, working that inside rein, inside leg to supple her body up. Using both my legs to drive her hind legs up towards her nose. Okay, without that, you're not going to get that vertical stretch over the top line. There you go. To me, that forward's more important, that forward drive from the haunches, than the rest of this stuff. Okay. All right, I like that. I'm going to start to shift my weight back here. And I'll go back. And now I changed it because we lost our forward. We lost our forward and we lost our stretch. So I put my weight back into a trot, gave her a little push. Not kicking up there, and it's a little bit of attitude from this horse, but it's mostly, we just don't have that forward. There it is. I hope you guys saw that little change there. shift my weight back with her body set up. Give her a little smooch. Good girl. This is the start of a couple little strides there. Get up in there to it. Pretty good, but I want some effort. There we go. I'm gonna take her up the straight side so she can find some forward. I might lose sight of you guys for a minute here. And a girl. That a girl. That's what I want. Pretty good. She really does a lot better if I give her some straight lines. She just doesn't have a lot of forward naturally. Get up there. That a girl. Yep. Again, I'll use that panel to my advantage. I can guide her nose into it if she's going to bump into it. I like that a lot. Ooh. Ooh, good girl. So with that panel, I can use that to my advantage if she's going to bump into it, if she's not really going with that feel. So as long as I guide her nose into it, and she'll kind of hit the brakes and throw her shoulders over, but that was really good. So I can use that to my advantage to tune her brain into me. Good girl. Good girl. Well, I'm really happy with that for her first day. Really starting to learn how to pick up the canter. And I can't stress enough, take your time getting there. If everything's not set up, don't get impulsive. Don't get impulsive. Don't try to teach it too quick, because you're going to have it's going to feel more like a fight, or you're going to teach things that they don't need to learn. You might confuse them, but really get all those pieces set up. You can see there how much stop she has in her. Really get those pieces set up so they can at least have a chance of not learning the wrong things, or not learning what you don't want them to learn. And also, if you put it into their mind at an early stage, I say this again and again, but if you put it in their mind at an early stage in their life, it'll last a lifetime. So the good and the bad. So really take care of what you're teaching. I hope this stuff was helpful. I appreciate you guys checking in. She's all done for the day. She did a really nice job for me there. Couldn't really be happier with how she did, learning how to pick that up. And we'll start again with the same thing on our 10th ride. See you next time. Hey guys, I hope that information was helpful. If it was, comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If there's anything you want to see, leave it down in the comments. And thanks for checking in. We'll see you next time.